Hello, my name is Elea and I am the creator of Nourishing, a space for mindful nutrition and real food, without judgments, where we learn how to nourish our families and ourselves in a world of conflicting messages. No strict rules here, just information, calm, and the freedom to discover what works for you and move little by little towards your best version. Today we are going to make banana loaf. Perfect to use those ripe bananas that nobody wants to eat anymore. This recipe is special or different because we are going to start preparing the flour the day before. At home, whenever I can, I like to soak or ferment the cereals before cooking them. This helps to reduce the phytic acid naturally found in grains, which can interfere in the mineral absorption. This process also makes the cereals easier to digest and more nutritious overall. I will talk more about this in the blog this week because I think it's such an interesting topic. Another thing I like to do is grinding the grains. Because when the grains are turned into flour, the natural oils start to oxidize, so the flour loses freshness over time. But enough chit chat and let's get to the recipe. Today I'm using a spelt grain. So let's start by preparing the flour. I love a proper stone grain mill, but for now, this little attachment does the job perfectly well. Grind the grain until you get a fine flour. In a bowl, add 3 cups of spelt flour, and now we are going to add an acidic medium. I really like using this yogurt from grass-fed cows or the kefir from the same brand. You can also use buttermilk, or if you don't tolerate dairy well, you can use water with lemon juice or a little vinegar instead. Add 2 cups of yogurt. Mix everything together until fully combined. Cover the bowl and leave it at room temperature, ideally for between 12 and 24 hours. 24 hours is best. The next day, we can continue with the loaf. Line a baking tin with baking paper. In a bowl, add 3 eggs, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of bicarbonate of soda, and whisk lightly. Add 1/4 cup of melted butter, and 2 ripe bananas, and mash them very well. If you're used to less sweet flavors, it's perfect as it is. But if you prefer it sweeter, you can add a couple of tablespoons of raw honey. Completely optional. Now add the soaked flour mixture. Mix everything together until fully combined. Pour the mixture into the tin and bake in a preheated oven at 180 degrees, top and bottom heat, for around 1 hour and 30 minutes. But keep an eye on it because every oven is different. If you want, you can insert a skewer into the center, and if it comes out clean, it's ready. When it's ready, leave it to cool completely before slicing. This banana loaf also freezes beautifully, so you can slice it into portions and freeze it for later. Look at this beauty. And that's our nourishing homemade sugar-free banana loaf. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next recipe.